Hello, Keegan,
Hello.
and welcome to our interview. Thank you for joining us today. The World Team Trophy was your very, very last competition of your long and distinguished career. Can you please share your emotions, how it was for you to go on the eye out and compete one more time?
Oh, it was an absolute blast. The World Team Trophy was a big reason I wanted to come back and compete one last time. When I did the team event in the 2018 Olympics, I fell in love with the event. So being able to do it in 2019 was just so much fun, and then missing out on it because of COVID in 2020, 2021, and then again at the Olympics. I really wanted to end on a high note and just end on the World Team Trophy, because I just felt like it's not really for a placement. It's not really for it's all about going out and having fun, having the best sportsmanship possible, and supporting your fellow teammates and competitors. So just being able to end it here and to end it on a program like that, I really couldn't have asked for a better finish.
How emotional was it? Because everybody knew it was going to be your last competition, and the fans and the other skaters, they were really supporting you.
I was just trying to live it up out there. I was trying to make the most of everything, and it's like I felt like the crowd saw that, and they were right there with me every step of the way on the practices, and I was just playing with the crowd. I was out there for the 30-minute warm-up before I competed, and I was going through my long program, and like I was taking moment after moment to like turn away from the judges and turn towards the crowd and give them extra stuff. It's just like I feel like I'm saying goodbye so many times and all over again, and it's just to turn around and see the sea of Canadian flags and the absolute support that I'm getting from these Japanese fans, and fans all over the world, and my competitors, and then to finish here with my friends and family in those boxes, and my mom got to be here for it. So it's like I just really couldn't have asked for a better end.
And the whole season was, there were so many highlights this season because you won the silver medal at the four continents.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I didn't expect anything to come from this season. I expected, if anything, for my skating to start decreasing as time went on, and the fact that I got not just one, but I got two personal best, career best skates in both short program and long program, definitely makes me question whether I should quit or not. But my body definitely says otherwise, and I'm just so happy that I can go out at the top at my best, and like I feel like I'm arguably the best skater I've ever been, and to be able to go out like this, I just can't imagine. I just keep saying I can't imagine a better way, but it's just like my stars lined up, and I could really retire happy now.
And it's also that you always had this special connection with the audience, and you always for many years you're one of the most popular skaters. And how did you build this connection and this performance skills?
One of the I think the reason I was able to build this connection with the crowd was actually through nerves. When I was a kid, I would get really scared competing, and so I would decide, it's like, okay, I'm not skating for points, I'm not skating for the judges, I'm going to skate for the crowd. I'm going to turn this from a competition into a show. And so I would like to go out into the arena and not look at the judges stand, but I would look at the audience and be like, okay, this is my audience, and I'm going to go out and I'm going to entertain them. And it was a way for me to kind of cope with nerves of competing, and the crowd, they started to form a connection with me because I was skating for them. They saw something different, I think, and so they started supporting me more, which then egged me on to be better in that sense. And I kind of found my groove to be a performer, to be an entertainer out on the ice, and to just wear my heart on my sleeve and to give everything I have. And it grew from there, from having my mom be a great sportsman herself. We would go to competitions. She would join me at a lot of the junior Grand Prix, and she would say, or she would be asked, it's like, I've never seen like a mom cheer as loudly for her son's competitors as you have. And she's like, yeah, these boys, like, I know how hard my son works, and to wish ill on anybody is just, it just breaks my heart to see anybody not skate to their full potential. And so hearing that, I was able to learn from it, and then kind of realize that it's like, yeah, yeah, I want to win, but gosh, if I could win when everybody skates perfect, it would make it that much better, and we could all have a much better time. So that's kind of how I've approached so many competitions, is to support my fellow competitor and to cheer them on and to wish them the absolute best. And I feel it's better for yourself, better for your own heart, to then just go out and have just freedom to skate completely free with nothing to hold you back.
Yeah, that's very true, because and I think that's why this respect and friendship with the other competitors really also sets you apart and made you very popular with others, and
Yeah.
with your fellow competitors, and also with the fans. When you look back at your long and distinguished career of 28 years of skating,
Gosh, I can't believe it's been that long.
what do you would say was the special highlight?
One of my favorite highlights was landing the first triple axel at the Novice National Championships back in Spokane, Washington in 2007, I think. Or was it 2006? I'm not sure if it was 2006 or 2007, but I landed the triple axel at Novice Nationals, and I was the first to do so, and I did it at the age of 14 years old. And I remember doing that, and I felt like I was the best skater in the world. I'm sorry. But really, anytime that I've been able to come out and do these big competitions with this kind of crowd, it's everything I've ever hoped for, is to skate in front of a massive stadium packed with people and just have them all on their feet cheering me on every step of the way. So I gotta say, probably like this last Worlds, to like be there and to give that kind of performance for them, and for them to just be right there with me. And it's like, I don't know, it's pretty amazing. I've been doing this sport for so long now, and like to pick a couple is almost hard because I've had so many. Between shows, skating on art on ice was absolutely rewarding and amazing. Got to skate in Stars on Ice with Kurt Browning and Elvis Stoico. I've been competing internationally for the last 16 years, from Salvia Gardenia, Italy, which was my first international when I was 15 years old, and to now skating in Japan in front of a packed stadium, like everyone's waving a Canadian flag for me. I've competed over 6,000 feet in Colorado Springs and felt the thin air up there. I've skated in, gosh, almost every European country there is. It's like, and every experience is a little different, but just having the opportunity to travel the world with a pair of skates, normally that comes with you. It's just been a pleasure and an honor, and to just do what I love as freely as I've been able to do it.
What kind of were the craziest stories you you had in your career?
Well, I've had stories from skates getting lost to getting stabbed in the leg on practice ice from an unexpected collision. In Poland, I can't even remember what year it is, but it was a junior Grand Prix in Poland. It was the first time I skated against Yuzuru Hanyu, actually, and I collided with my roommate on the ice, and his blade punctured my thigh. It punctured this deep into my thigh. It gave me a gouge about yay big. I got 11 stitches down the leg. I got 2 stitches in my muscle. I got stitched up on the doctor's hotel bed with my coach, like holding the light, like over my wound to get stitched up. And I competed 2 days later to finish out the competition.
Wow.
And that's one of the times that when you talk about adversity, I definitely think about. But I've never withdrawn from a competition. I've never not finished what I've started, and I've always followed it through. I mean, that's talking about like stitches in my leg. That's talking about skates like almost not even showing up, or just even getting the choice, or something's not perfect, and like people are like pulling out. I'm like, no, I can't. It's like I have to follow through. It's like even in a show where it's like something happens, and I'm like, it's like, no, Keegan, you don't have to skate. It's like, yeah, but I want to skate. It's just, it's something. It's like if I agree to something, I wanna always follow it through. I want to give my best foot forward, and I just don't understand the word quit. I want to push for everything I can do.
Then there were also some hard times during your career. I remember there were the boot issues.
Yeah.
And yeah, when your brother passed.
Yeah.
So how did you overcome these setbacks?
You know, the boot issues, as awful as it was at the time, I am secretly thankful for the boot issues, because what that allowed me to do was come skate for Canada. I had a very bad national championships, and I didn't compete internationally in the 2013 season, which gave me 1 season with no world points. And then for I was still shooting for the 2014 Olympics, but even now that I'm thinking about, like, now that I know the rules, I actually didn't really have a chance. But I competed 2014 nationals and also skated very poorly, and so I knew I wasn't going to be getting an international 2014, and so then I started looking through different options, like if I can come to Canada and skate, because it's something I've always wanted to do.
And your mom is
Yep.
from Canada.
And so the first thing we did, we got in contact with Mike Slipchek, and he was like, oh, well, first thing you have to do is get a passport. It's like, well, he's had a passport. Like, he's had one since day one. So it's, oh, well, like, join a club and you're good. So got released from the U.S. and I started skating for Canada, and everything's history. Like, I started skating better and better and better, and back in the time, it was probably the darkest days of my figure skating. I was a year away from quitting the sport, actually. If I wouldn't have skated a good nationals at that Canadians, I don't think I would have continued skating. I didn't, if you asked me at 18, I didn't want to skate past 24. And I think I was right in that 24 age, and I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do yet, and I just started improving more and more and more every year until I had an incredible national championships for the 2018 games, and I got to go to the Olympics, and then the 2019 season was like the best season I ever had, and got to go to the Grand Prix final, and then the 2019 season wasn't as good, but my little brother had passed in 2019, and so it was another very difficult time to go through. I was just kind of coasting through life. To think back on it, it's almost hard to, because I don't almost have any memories of it. I was just coasting through the motions. I was just like I didn't even know what I was really doing. I was just showing up to stuff and just trying to forget, trying to like keep my mind from breaking, and not getting the world championships. And actually COVID lockdown was the best thing that could have happened for me at that time in my life. And the fact that we were in Alaska meant that we could leave our house and just go out into the backcountry and just take walks every day. And I got to face the emotions that I was running from all year, and my wife and I got to take some much needed time together to understand how we were, or what we were doing with our lives. And I got to come into the 2020 season? Yeah, so the 2020 season with a renewed mind and a renewed vigor to come back and to skate stronger than I had ever before. I took a bronze medal at the Skate America that year, and then I had the best world championships that I've skated, which I took, I think, fifth place?
And 21, right?
In 21.
Sixth place, I think.
Oh, yep, you're right, right,
yeah.
sixth place. And so I took sixth place there, which this year at Worlds, I was so close to doing better than that, but
and you secured then the Olympic spot and all
yeah,
that.
which honestly was the most terrifying Worlds I've ever been at. I was there alone, no other men, so it was all on me to get 2 spots for.
But the chance for 2 spots, because then they changed the rule, because they
to get the
Roman
chance.
had to go,
Yeah.
but I mean the chance for second spot that depended.
Yeah.
on you alone.
But if I didn't do well, it was game over. So we had to like get all of our ducks in a row, and I was terrified. I was backstage. I had a broken boot. I was taping up my boot to make it work, and I'll never forget this. I was backstage, and I was silently freaking out. I had like the game face on, but I was scared, and the pressure was getting to me because I knew that Nam and Roman were very strong competitors at the time, and I had to get that spot for all of us to go, and I felt the pressure, and so I had my earphones in, and I was like bobbing my head, but what I did was I called home, and so I called my wife, and I'm sitting there on the phone with my wife. I'm sitting there bobbing my head, pretending I'm listening to music or something, like getting psyched to compete, but I'm actually listening to my wife talk.
She calmed you down?
Calm me down, just hearing her voice and just hearing it's like, oh no, Keegan, it's okay. You know, it's like, you got this, you've been training for it. And I can't remember what she said, but it was just her talking to me. She was like talking me down off a cliff pretty much. And I was like, oh, okay. All right, okay, let's go out here and let's do this. And it was just great to be able to go out and face those type of nerves, those odds to secure, or I shouldn't say secure, but open up the possibility to get 2 spots. And that's why I actually do hope they change the rule in the future, because I wish they would do it more off world points and a ranking system off of 2 points to get the world spots, because I just don't feel like it's too fair to ask a skater to be skating for spots at Worlds instead of skating free and risking it.
That's an interesting point. Yeah.
Because it's like, well, I can play it safe and I can get 2 spots, but like in 2022 Worlds, I risked it. I went for the Lutz and 2 quads, and it didn't work out for me. And it was thanks to Roman. I'm sorry. But it was thanks to Roman that also skated pretty well that year to help us get those 2 spots for the next year. But 2021, I probably had a better quad Lutz at the time than 2022, but I couldn't risk it. I had to skate safe. I had to skate very methodically to try to earn that spot. And so maybe if it was like, you know, you have a set like 25 spots, and say US has like 8 of those spots. Well, now then you make it go to like 32 spots, to only take account for the 3, and then you kind of do that, and you just keep lowering that bar, but you give those top countries those top spots, so that when you do go to Worlds, the final competition, the competition where all of your training culminates. Yeah. You can skate free without unneeded stress to skate for the people who didn't get to come to Worlds.
For next year.
And you can skate for yourself, and you can skate with the training that you've put in.
Interesting, yeah. So
I don't know. I didn't like being put in that that spot to secure the spots.
But that was an interesting point, really. What can be maybe improved in the system. So what do you take now? You focus will switch to your life after the afterlife. Let's say after the sport. So what do you take from your career? Because you said you want to have more. Well, we will do shows.
Yep.
And skating shows as much as you can, but also you want to build a career as a firefighter.
Yes.
Third generation firefighter.
Fourth.
Fourth generation firefighter. But what we will take from your career as an athlete to your life after skating?
Well, I think that determination, that grit to train for what you want, to get the payout, so that you can enjoy what you want. So if you look at figure skating, or how I figure skate, I go home, I put my mind to the grindstone, and I train to get my body and to get my body, mind, and technique to a place that when I come to a competition, I can let go and enjoy my time on the ice and have fun. And so I think if I take the same approach to life, like put in the work so that I can go out and enjoy my time with my family, or plan out an excursion out this way or to do that way, but like to put your head down and to work and to get your job done, but then reap the reward so you can go out, have fun, throw your heart on your sleeve, and just enjoy life.
You said you don't really want to become a coach and really full-time coaching because you spend so much time in icebox, but you discovered that you can like to pass on some things, or some qualities of yourself.
Yes. It was kind of an accident, actually. My coach and I started doing some seminars, and I always thought that I would be more of a technical coach than anything. I would sit with my coach at the boards while he coached other students, and I would kind of tell him what I saw, and then he would tell me what he saw, and we would kind of talk about it and kind of understand how to change words to help a student understand how to put their body in the right spot or to do something. And so I understand the technical aspects of coaching, I feel very well. And so when we started doing seminars together, I was like, okay, you're going to give lessons. All right, awesome. I'm going to coach jumps. Well, then I would get a student from Ralph who just took a lesson from Ralph straight over, and he just killed them on triple this or triple that or something. And I feel like I'd be a complete jerk if I would like subject them to like more jumps. And so I, more thinking on the spot, I decided to work on spins with them because I knew that I could do something for spins.
Oh yeah, because your spins are really one of the best.
And one of the ways I like to teach spins is deep knee bends and a lot of edge control, because the deeper you can get in your edge, the deeper you can get in the knee, the faster you can push into your spin. And then I would start getting some students who didn't understand how to bend their knees or to get into their edges. And so I would then start teaching them the edge work to then strengthen those parts of their skating so that they could move those skills from basic skating to do their spins or to do their jumps. And then I started finding out I love to teach edges and to take the kids and to throw them through some basic, easy exercises, and like, I mean, we're talking like 3 turns and crossovers, but then telling them how to step, and because they, like, everyone understands a 3 turn and a crossover, but if you do a crossover on a straight line, you're not really doing a crossover. A crossover and a 3 turn, they're all supposed to be on edges. They're all supposed to have like knee bends that press into the ice, where you stand up from your knee and then press back down, and to then teach that, and then to teach the power, because the deeper the knee, the more you can push off of your leg, and then the longer you hold an edge and the more you torque your body around, the bigger of an edge you can step out of, say, a crossover or a 3 turn. And I started just absolutely loving challenging these kids with simple moves and increasing their edge quality and their range of motion. And it was so rewarding to see their improvement. And then you would see like lights start turning on in their head, and as they understood, and then you started giving them harder and harder and harder exercises to work on, but using those fundamental points, and then using those things that we just learned, then took them right into spins. And seeing an immediate response from like the spins after they started understanding how you were expecting them to bend their knees or to use their edges, and it was very fun. And so I started really enjoying that, and I think that when I go home in my free time, I like to do just like maybe 2 times a week, and take all of Ralph's students like 2 times a week, and just and run them through all these exercises and skate. And I love skating with them. So I put my skates on, and I'm skating almost pair style with them, and then like pointing to a foot or using this, or skating and then dropping an edge and showing them how much I want them to drop an edge. And I was having so much fun. I'm coaching and I got a smile on, you know?
Well, that's great. So that would be wonderful if you can pass on these qualities that really make your skating stand out compared to others. So, yeah, wonderful. So we have you in shows, and then maybe coaching a little bit, helping. And,
yeah. And the coaching, I could definitely balance that coaching schedule with a firefighting schedule or the dad schedule, and I can't wait to have some free time to take my motorcycle out and go hit some trails, or take the mountain bike, or start doing some hikes, and have some free time where I don't have to be stuck in an ice box. And as much as I love skating, you know, training every day in the ice box is not the most fun in the world. Competing on a venue like this is the most fun in the world, but
but to get there,
to get there, it takes a lot of work, and being in a dark, cold rink that's raining on you, it's not too much fun.
Yeah, but now, yes, the hard times are behind you. Then one last question: the buffalo plaid.
The buffalo plaid.
Yeah, so that's become also one of your trademarks. How did that happen?
I think it was just a coincidental run of events. I was at the 2021 Worlds, and I didn't have a gala program. I didn't have a gala costume. I was coming off of COVID. It was like our first competition. I packed my bag to come to Worlds, and I was out of practice. And so I showed up without any kind of gala program, and I did well enough at Worlds, and they were like, "Hey, Keegan, let's do it. Like, can you do a gala?" I was like, "Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I would love to do a gala." And I'm like, I have no idea what I'm gonna do. And so I was going through my playlist on my computer and trying to find a song that I could bring back, like maybe bring back or redo or make up a new song. And then I realized I didn't have a costume, so I looked into my bag. I was like, okay, what can I use a costume? And I saw the buffalo plaid sitting in there, and I was like, well, I could skate to this Canadian artist, and the buffalo plaid would work. So that's how the 1, 2, 3, 4 program came about. And I came to the rink an hour early. I put in headphones and I choreographed my program, and went out and had a great time. And it was so much fun. And coincidentally, we had the next long program, the next season, was to home, and it was Lance's idea to use the buffalo plaid.
It's so typical Canadian.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if it had something to do with the like maybe like from the 18 games when I had the flag and waving the flag around, and then people were like seeing the patriotic side of me, and so having the buffalo plaid as kind of a trademark Canadian brand, it started like coming into that the Keegan brand, and just having home for the last 2 seasons really just kind of cemented that in. And then you got my lack of creativity as for a gala costume, which I've just started wearing this for everything because I don't have the biggest creativity when it comes to that, and it's so comfortable and I like it. So
yeah, and everybody recognizes
and it's warm.
That's also good. Also, the rings in Japan are always pretty warm.
Oh, they're very warm,
Yeah.
but when you're in a cold rink, it's
Yeah.
nice.
And it's nice. Okay, one last thing, because your most important message for the next generation of skaters, put in like one sentence.
Whoa, one sentence. Oh, can it be a run-on sentence?
Yeah, you can. Can be 2 or 3.
Have fun with your life. Skating life. Any situation you come into, life's too hard to take seriously. Go out, have some fun, wear your heart on your sleeve, be vulnerable, take a chance, and love what you do, and wear a smile while you do it.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Keegan, and we wish you the best of luck for your future, outside the ice, on the ice.
Well, thank you.
Hope to see you soon.
Thank you so much.